Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. And in today's video we have this 2020 Lexus RC350 and we're going to do the taillight tint installation for this vehicle. So as you can see, this is how it looks before doing the installation on the taillights. It's just a regular factory taillight lens, and this is how it looks after the installation. So the tint has PPF properties, which means it will protect the lenses from yellowing over time, as well as protect it from any small scratches or any road debris that may hit the lens. Link for the product will be linked below. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. So the tools you need in order to install the tint kit will be Slip Solution, Tack Solution, a heat gun, squeegee, and a microfiber towel. And a step-by-step guide in order to create the two solutions will be in the description below. So before we start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the tail light. So all we need to do is apply Slip Solution to the lens, and with the clean microfiber towel, start removing all the contaminants that the tail light may have. So once you finish prepping the tail light, now we can start with the installation. So we're going to start with the smallest piece first on this side, and then we're going to work with the bigger section for this side of the tail light. So just apply Slip Solution to the lens and Slip Solution to the adhesive side of the film. And all you need to do is just make sure you align it right on the edge on the lower section of the tail light here. So it should fall into place, and now we need to secure it. So just lift the film carefully and apply Tack Solution underneath and on top of the film. Hold it in position, and with your squeegee, start tagging it down. Make sure as you're tagging it down to remove all the solution that's behind the film. That way we don't leave any water bubbles behind. Okay, and now we're moving on to this big piece. Okay, so now we're moving on to this piece. So with this one, what we're going to do is once we apply Slip Solution to the lens and to the tint, we're going to align the film to this section of the tail light first, since it has a cutout here. So align it there first, and then we'll work our way on installing the rest of the film. So place the film where the cutout is located. You just lay everything down, that way it doesn't fall off, and just make sure you align it. Once you have it aligned here, we're going to apply Tack Solution. That way we start securing this whole section and it doesn't shift as we're stretching and aligning the film to each other end. Clean this area up just to ensure that we secured it, so it looks good. Make sure all the solution is removed from the edges, that way it dries faster. Once this section is secured, now you can move on with each side of the installation. So with this one, we're going to start off by securing this part, and then we'll move on to this section, since this section requires this top piece to be laid down as well. So we'll focus on this one. So with this one, all we need to do is lift the film carefully, apply Slip Solution on the lens and on the adhesive side of the film. Make sure this area is dry, and all you need to do is help the film stretching it, and at the same time as you're stretching it, adjusting it with your hand to follow the shape of the tail light. Adjust it, and you are going to have fingers here. That's perfectly fine. You could remove them by gently just passing your finger and moving them to the top and to the side. Just make sure everything gets covered here. So let's secure this section first. Make sure it's aligned here. Let's secure it. So apply Tack Solution underneath and on top of the film. Tack it down to secure it. And you should have just a little bit of material to lay it flat on this surface of the tail light here to cover the top here. So now we're just gently going to start removing the fingers that are here located in the middle. So just shift the film a little bit down and apply Tack Solution and slowly start bringing them down. You want to do it going downward. You don't want to squeegee going against it, because let's say if you go like this, you might accidentally crease it. So you want to do it like this. Okay, now all the fingers are gone. Now all we need to do is stretch the film to this side. That way we remove the fingers on this edge. Since it's piling up here, the reason it's piling up is because we still need to stretch the film that way. So if the film is dry, lift it carefully and apply Slip Solution underneath the film and just start stretching it until you reach it to the edge here. Once you have it on the edge, with one hand hold it in position, remove the film carefully and apply Tack Solution underneath and on top of the film. Make sure you're still holding it, and then with your squeegee, secure it to tack it down. and make sure this is all aligned. So just shift it upward if you need to before you finish tacking down. And then this, bring it back down slowly. So it's just taking your time, helping to tack down around this curve here. So apply tack solution, that way we're able to squeegee and glider film to tack this section down. So be careful, take your time, tacking it down, and now it should look flat like this. So as you can see, fingers are completely gone once we secured here. And now just focus on securing this whole section of the film. If you need to shift it a little bit, you can. Just make sure everything's being covered. Clean the film, that way we could see if there's any water bubbles left behind. If there is, just remove them gently, and after that you should be good. And now we move on to this piece. So with this one, all we have to do is align the film and stretch it up to the edge up here. So the film is dry, lift it carefully and apply slip solution. Make sure this top section is dry, that way we have good grip on the film, and stretching it to the edge here. Same process as how we did it here. Hold it in place with one hand, lift it carefully and apply tack solution underneath and on top of the film to secure it. Now that we secured everything on this side, the last thing to do before we move on is tacking down this section. So we're going to apply heat and tack solution just to wrap it underneath the panel here to have full coverage here. You are going to have a cutout in this middle section. The reason why that's there is so that the film is able to lay flat and not tear or crease as you're tacking it down. So just apply tack solution and heat and microfiber towel to lay it flat on both sections here. For this section of the tail light, we did create a film to cover up this section in case you want to cover it. So with this one, we recommend doing dry installation method. So what I mean by that is just making sure everything is dry and you don't need any solutions to do the installation. All you need to do is just make sure you align it on top wherever you left off and slowly wrap it underneath. And then if you need help tagging it down here, you can apply heat just to loosen a little bit of the tension. But it's just a little bit, you don't need too much. And then with your squeegee, you could tack it down or you could use your finger. Completely up to you. This is just so you can have coverage at least on this piece here. And now that this whole section is done, now we can move on with that piece. Okay, so now that we finished that section of the tail light, now we're moving on to the trunk section of the installation. So we're going to start with the top piece first. So just apply slip solution on the lens and slip solution to the adhesive side of the film. And with this one, just make sure you align it right on the edge here. And you're going to have a cutout on this one as well. That way the film is able to lay flat on top and cover the top section here. So first we need to make sure we align it here. Okay, once we have it on the edge, lift it and apply tack solution to secure it. And then hold it in position, that way it doesn't shift as we're tacking it down. And make sure to remove all the solution that's behind the film. And now that we secured this piece, just continue on with the rest of the film until you finish tagging it down here. Once we secured the bottom section, all we need to do is secure the top one. That one's pretty simple. Just apply tack solution on top and then start from the middle, work your way to each end. And make sure you remove all the solution that's underneath the film. One thing you can do to help speed up the process to lay the film down here, especially on this smaller edge, is apply tack solution and a little bit of heat. That way the film tacks down faster. So apply tack solution, just a little bit of heat, and the film should start relaxing a bit and start tacking down to the top section of the tail light. As you can see, it started tacking down. Now we're just going to help it secure it. And if you have any small fingers on the top section here, those can be removed by applying heat as well after you apply tack solution. So because the film already has a little bit of tack solution, it should be fine. It should not burn the film. And now just squeegee and tacking down. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. Just make sure to remove any solution that's still behind the film. And then once you're done here, we move on to the last piece. So for this last piece, same steps that were done on this one, you would repeat it to this lower section. So just apply slip solution to the lens and to the adhesive side of the film. Align it to the edge, make sure it's aligned here, and just on the edge here. Apply tack solution to start securing it. It's on the edge, hold it in position and tack it down. Once we secured this section, we're going to finish off with the rest of the film here and then finish it off by tacking it down on the top surface here. So hold it in position and just tack it down. So once we finish with the whole installation for the tail light, the last thing to do is post heat the entire film. So just apply tack solution all over the tail light, and we're going to use our heat gun to start heating up the adhesive on the film to help it activate faster. And as we're doing that, we're going to use your microfiber towel to help it tack down and also remove any solution that's still trapped underneath the panel. So just take your time as you're doing this step. Make sure you go all over the film to secure it, and then once you're done with the installation. Thank you for choosing Bogar Tech Design. As a small business, your support means everything to us. If you loved your product, please drop a review. If you have questions or issues, don't forget to message us via email. Once again, thank you so much for the support from our family to yours. So that concludes the installation video for the Taillight tints for the 2020 Lexus RC350. We hope that this video helped you guys out with the installation. If it did, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.